God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved son, nothing that brought you here was by chance, and I want you to guard this deep within your spirit, because even the details that seemed ordinary carried eternal direction. Every step, every seemingly small choice, every silent pause in the middle of the day was carefully guided by me. I aligned circumstances, redirected thoughts, and quieted the external noise so that my voice could find space within you. I saw when weariness tried to convince you that it was no longer worth seeking answers, when the waiting felt too long and the silence too heavy. But I never stopped acting. Do you feel that you are ready for a deep change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and the blessings that God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click on the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. While your eyes saw stagnation, I was working behind the scenes, organizing times, healing invisible wounds, and preparing the right setting. I brought you to this moment because there is something reserved exclusively for you, something that could not arrive earlier or later. Just as it is written, "Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear." Isaiah chapter 65 verse 24. Heaven moved toward you, and my attention never turned away from your life. What begins now is not temporary, not a passing emotion. It is a deep realignment that touches your mind, strengthens your heart, and straightens your paths. Receive this word as a seal and eternal truth. I have not forgotten you. I have never lost sight of you, and I have never stopped caring for every detail of your destiny. Comment, I believe God brought me here with a purpose. You may not realize it yet, but while you listen to these words, something is already being silently and deeply reorganized within you. Thoughts that once imprisoned you begin to lose strength, ideas that limited you no longer carry the same weight, and old fears find no space to rule your heart. I am aligning your interior before transforming the exterior, because true blessings cannot rest on a fragile structure. They need a healed heart, a steady mind, and a spirit willing to trust. Many times you asked for quick changes, immediate answers, and paths without delay, but I was teaching you depth, maturity, and discernment. What you called delay was, in fact, care. Now you begin to understand that the process was not punishment, it was loving preparation. I am teaching you to rest while I work, to trust even when you do not understand, to wait without desperation or anxiety. At this point, your faith stops being just repeated words and becomes a firm, deep, unshakable root. And when the root is strengthened, nothing can stop the growth. The fruit does not depend on the noise of time, but on the solidity of what was built in the unseen. And what was built in you is ready to flourish. Comment, I trust God's process, even when I don't understand. I know the nights when your body lay down tired, but your mind remained awake, reviewing bills, scenarios, and possibilities that stole your rest. I know every worry you tried to hide behind a smile during the day, every restrained sigh, every silent fear of not being able to face tomorrow. None of this went unnoticed by my eyes. I saw the weight of responsibilities, the pressure of decisions, the feeling of always walking on the edge. But listen carefully and let this truth penetrate your heart. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23 verse 1. This promise did not fail in the past and will not fail now. What you call delay, I call careful alignment. What looks like scarcity, I used to teach you dependence, maturity, and true trust. I never allowed you to lack what was essential, even when the situation felt tight. And now, I begin to release a provision that goes beyond material resources. I release peace that calms your mind, clarity that organizes your steps, and direction that removes confusion. You will not be sustained by money alone, but by the deep certainty that I am your inexhaustible, constant, and faithful source, today and always. Comment, God is my source, I shall not lack. There is something powerful happening within your spirit right now. You are being awakened to a new perception. What once caused you anxiety is beginning to lose its hold. You are learning to distinguish urgency from purpose, noise from direction, haste from faith. I am training you to walk without desperation, to decide without fear, to move forward with wisdom. Because what I am about to entrust to you requires spiritual maturity. You will no longer be guided by panic about tomorrow, but by the certainty of my presence today. When you learn to trust the now, the future stops being a threat and becomes a promise. Comment, I choose to walk with confidence and not with fear. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My beloved son, when your resources seemed exhausted and every natural door appeared sealed, I was already at work beyond what your eyes could perceive. Long before you felt the weight of lack, I had prepared pathways that did not exist in human reasoning. I was never limited by what you saw or by what you lost. While you counted what remained, I was arranging what would arrive. My provision is not reactive, it is intentional. I do not wait for situations to improve before I move. I move so that situations are transformed. Even when you felt surrounded by endings, I was orchestrating beginnings. Nothing that is about to unfold in your life depends solely on your strength or your human effort, because I never designed you to carry life alone. I am the one who supplies beyond measure, who opens where none expect, who sustains when logic fails. What seemed lost will return renewed. What was interrupted will resume with greater force. What was stolen from your joy will be restored with spiritual interest. Prepare your heart, because what is coming will not fit into human calculations. When I act, I exceed expectations, and my faithfulness always arrives on time. Comment, I received the provision that comes from heaven. You walked through an emotional and spiritual wilderness, and not a single step escaped my attention. Every tear, every silent prayer, every moment of confusion was seen and held by me. The desert was not punishment, nor abandonment, it was refinement. I used that season to remove what was weighing you down, to quiet voices that distorted your identity, and to strengthen what truly defines you. In the wilderness, you learned to listen without noise, to trust without evidence, to recognize my presence even when signs were scarce. You discovered that my whisper carries more power than the loudest answers you once demanded. What you endured was not wasted, it shaped you. Now you begin to understand that the desert was never your final destination, it was the necessary path to lead you to the source. The water that begins to rise within you now is not shallow or temporary. It runs deep. It restores strength, clarity, and purpose. You are not merely surviving anymore, you are being renewed from the inside out. Comment: my desert is turning into a source. My son, a new season is approaching, and it does not arrive empty-handed. I am doing something new before your eyes, even if at times you struggle to name it. You have begun to notice subtle signs, small confirmations, gentle movements, quiet shifts that may seem ordinary but carry spiritual weight. I am changing the atmosphere around you. What once felt heavy will become light. What confused you will soon make sense. Where doors were closed, unexpected access will appear. I am not leading you into uncertainty again, I am granting you discernment. You will recognize the right steps without fear, because my peace will confirm them. This new season is not about mere endurance. It is about fruitfulness. You are stepping into a phase where growth flows naturally, where effort aligns with purpose, and where results reflect my hand upon your life. Comment: I perceive the new season God has prepared for me. There were moments when you questioned your own worth because outcomes did not reflect your effort. You wondered if you had missed something, if you had failed me, or if you were somehow falling behind. But hear me clearly, delays never meant denial. Silence never meant absence. I was teaching you endurance without bitterness, faith without urgency, trust without control. What you thought was stagnation was actually preparation. I was aligning your character with what you asked me to give you. Not everything can be received immediately. Some things require depth so they will not destroy you once they arrive. You are stronger now than you realize, more mature than you perceive, and far more ready than you believe. I know how many times you held yourself together when no one noticed. I know the strength it took to keep moving when motivation faded. I saw you choose integrity when compromise seemed easier, faith when fear spoke louder, patience when frustration pressed hard. None of that was overlooked. Every unseen act, every quiet decision, every surrendered moment has been recorded. I am not unjust to forget what you have lived through. What you sowed in tears will produce joy. What you trusted me with in secret will bear fruit in public. Your perseverance is about to be rewarded in ways that bring relief to your soul. Do not be afraid of the change that is unfolding. Even if it feels unfamiliar, it is safe because I am in it. I am not removing stability from your life, I am redefining it. You will no longer depend on fragile supports that fail under pressure. I am becoming your foundation in a deeper way. As you release old expectations, I will replace them with living hope. As you let go of fear, I will fill you with confidence that does not shake when circumstances change. This transformation is gentle, but it is firm. It will not fade with time. There were relationships that ended, paths that closed, and plans that did not materialize. At the time, it felt like loss. But I was protecting you from burdens you were never meant to carry. Some connections would have limited your growth. Some opportunities would have distracted you from your calling. I did not remove them to hurt you. I removed them to guard what is sacred in you. Trust me when I say that what remains now is aligned. What is coming will fit. You will not have to force doors or convince hearts. What belongs to you will meet you naturally. I am restoring your confidence, not in yourself alone, but in the partnership between us. You do not walk ahead of me, and you are not left behind. We move together. I guide, you respond. I open, you enter. I speak, you listen. This harmony is what brings peace to your decisions and strength to your steps. You will notice that anxiety no longer governs your thoughts as it once did. Clarity will replace confusion. Calm will replace urgency. You are learning to live from trust, not pressure. Your future will not be shaped by what went wrong, but by what I am redeeming. I specialize in restoration that surpasses the original form. What I rebuild comes back stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than before. Scars will not define you, they will testify. Your story will not be one of defeat, but of transformation. Others will see in you the evidence that I am faithful, that I provide, that I restore, and that I never abandon my own. So lift your eyes without fear. Open your hands without resistance. What is arriving carries my signature. It will bring peace to your heart, order to your steps, and purpose to your days. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right where I can bless you fully. And what I am about to release will confirm everything I have whispered to you along the way. My beloved son, I speak to you today from a place beyond what your eyes can see and beyond what your logic can measure. Even now, while everything around you appears dry, repetitive, and marked by cycles of lack, I am already at work creating paths where none existed before. What looks barren to you is not abandoned, it is a field in preparation. Beneath the surface, something new is breaking through, silent yet powerful, unseen yet steadily growing. Do not fix your attention on how things will happen, because the process is not your responsibility. Fix your heart on who I am. When my hand rests upon a situation, no resistance can stop it, no delay can cancel it, and no limitation can redefine it. What has felt stuck for years can shift in moments. What you labeled as impossible can become your testimony. That weight in your chest, the exhaustion from trying again and again, the silent question of whether things will ever change, this tension is already beginning to loosen. I prepared your heart through this message because what is coming does not require more strength from you. It requires openness, trust, and willingness to receive. You must believe that I can accomplish in a single day what you could not achieve in an entire year of effort. Tomorrow will not be just another page on the calendar. It will be a turning point, a clear line between before and after. It will be heaven whispering gently into your spirit, reminding you that I keep my promises. Just as water can suddenly spring forth in the middle of the desert, so will the blessing I have reserved for you emerge at the precise moment. It will not arrive late, it will not arrive broken, and it will not arrive in fragments. It will come whole, complete, and exactly on time. Even when you do not immediately notice the movement, circumstances will already be aligning. What was stagnant will receive instruction to move forward. What was closed will receive instruction to open. What is approaching you is not born of human calculation, it is divine in origin, and therefore it cannot be stopped by human limitation. Trust that while you think everything looks the same, I am already working in the unseen realm on your behalf. The harvest that surprises you most often grows quietly while you are busy enduring. The unexpected blessing is like opening an account and discovering a value you never anticipated, like receiving a call with an offer that once felt unreachable, like doors opening without force or struggle. Remember what has already been written: I pour out blessings so abundant that there is not enough space to contain them. That promise has not expired. It remains active and alive for those who align their hearts with me. Faith that is alive is not denial of reality, but alignment with truth even when circumstances argue otherwise. It is choosing to believe that provision carries purpose, that what arrives in your hands is not merely for survival but for testimony. I want you to understand that the resources coming your way are not only meant to meet your needs, they are meant to reveal my faithfulness to you. Every provision carries intention. It is not only about settling debts, but about anchoring your heart in the certainty that I am present and involved in every detail of your life. Think of the storm at sea, where the wind roars and the rain strikes hard against the vessel. The boat feels fragile, the waves feel overwhelming, and the fear of sinking becomes real. Yet suddenly, calm arrives. The storm quiets, and light returns. That calm is what I release in the middle of your financial storm. When you see no exit, the answer appears. What sustains the boat is not merely its structure, but the steady hand that holds the wheel. Your faith is that wheel. It keeps you aligned when the waters are rough and ensures you remain steady until peace is restored. The unexpected provision that is drawing near will be a sign that you have not been abandoned. Some will call it coincidence or luck, but you will recognize it as providence. You will know that I moved hearts, that I used people, that I opened paths deliberately, because nothing escapes my authority or my care. I am able to draw resources from places you never imagined and place them directly into your hands. I can even use unlikely sources to bless those I have chosen. But understand this clearly: the greatest value is not found in the money itself, but in the experience of trusting me and witnessing the impossible unfold. What is coming extends beyond finances. It is like receiving a letter when hope had already faded, like discovering an open door after so many had closed, like finding peace where chaos once ruled. The financial blessing is only the visible portion of a much deeper work. What reaches your account is simply a reflection of what is already being released within your spirit. I am restoring confidence, stability, and vision at the same time. As you prepare yourself, I am already setting things into motion. While you wait, I am arranging alignments. While you pray, I am executing answers. Do not concern yourself with the mechanics of how this will occur. Belief is your assignment, not calculation. The mathematics of heaven are not limited by earthly logic. Unexpected value can come through a forgotten refund, a long-delayed decision finally resolved, a person who remembers you at just the right moment, or an opportunity that appears without warning. Do not restrict my methods, because I delight in surprising those who trust me. You have already noticed that when your faith is active, it is not only money that begins to move toward you. Relationships realign, clarity returns, peace settles, and purpose sharpens. When you align your heart with me, every area of your life begins to follow that alignment. The unexpected does not operate in isolation. It creates a ripple that touches everything connected to you. I want you to remain attentive, not anxious, expectant, not tense. You do not need to chase what I have already assigned to reach you. What is meant for you will recognize you without effort. Release the pressure you have placed on yourself. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not disqualified. You are positioned. Even now, unseen movements are taking place. Timelines are being adjusted. Doors are being unlocked. Resistance is being removed. What once required constant struggle will begin to flow with less effort. This does not mean you will never face challenges again, but it does mean you will face them with a different posture, one rooted in trust rather than fear. Let your heart stay soft, your faith stay active, and your expectations stay aligned with my promises. Soon, you will look back on this moment and recognize it as the shift you could not yet see. You will remember the uncertainty, the waiting, and the quiet endurance, and you will realize that none of it was wasted. Every delay refined you. Every unanswered question deepened your reliance on me. What is arriving will confirm that I was present all along. When the blessing manifests, let gratitude anchor you. When the provision appears, let humility guide you. And when others witness what unfolds in your life, let your testimony speak louder than explanation. I am faithful, and I am consistent. What I have begun, I will complete. Remain open, remain trusting, and remain aligned, because what is unfolding now is only the beginning of what I intend to do in you and through you. My beloved son, I want you to understand something deeper than what your eyes can currently see. When I open my hand, I do not release a single drop of blessing, I release a river. My provision is never limited to one area of your life. It does not stop at your bank account, it flows into your home, your relationships, your health, your peace, and the quiet spaces of your soul. What reaches your hands is only the visible sign of what has already been activated in the unseen. I work from the invisible toward the visible, from the eternal toward the temporal. Just as the roots grow hidden beneath the soil before the tree ever breaks the surface, I have been establishing foundations in places you could not monitor or control. And even when you thought nothing was happening, I was nourishing what would soon sustain you. Look at the farmer who sows his field. He plants what he has, tends the soil, waits for the rain, and trusts the process. But sometimes the land responds with more than what was planted. Unexpected growth appears. Fruits emerge that were never intentionally sown. This is how faith works when it is lived, not merely spoken. You have sown trust in moments of uncertainty. You have planted perseverance when quitting seemed easier. You cultivated prayer when answers felt delayed. And now, beyond what you asked for, I am adding what you did not dare to expect. You asked for provision, and I am releasing restoration. You asked for open doors, and I am releasing healing. You asked for peace, and I am releasing joy that overflows its boundaries. I am not a God of small measures. Abundance is not something I do, it is who I am. I know how many times you felt alone on the path, as if no one truly understood the weight you were carrying. I know how often you spoke and felt unheard, as if your words dissolved before reaching any destination. But hear me clearly now, your voice has never been lost before me. Every prayer you whispered, every cry released through tears, every silent thought too heavy for words arrived safely in my presence. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was misplaced. Each prayer was received with intention, recorded with care, and set on a course toward fulfillment. The answer may not have arrived in the form you expected or within the timing you demanded, but it has always been moving toward you, faster than you realize, closer than you imagine. There were moments when you believed I was not acting because the process felt slow. But what you perceived as delay was preparation. Some blessings cannot be delivered prematurely without being wasted. I protect what I give. I prepare you as carefully as I prepare the provision. I do not rush outcomes that require maturity, stability, and wisdom to sustain them. Every season of waiting refined your capacity to receive. Every moment of endurance expanded your understanding. Nothing was unnecessary. Nothing was random. I waste nothing, not your tears, not your prayers, not your pain. Everything has been folded into a greater purpose that is now approaching its moment of revelation. If you could see everything I have moved to bring you to this point, you would be overwhelmed. I redirected paths you never noticed. I interrupted conversations that would have harmed you. I closed doors that looked promising but carried destruction. I raised people to support you and removed influences that delayed your growth. I aligned opportunities beyond your imagination and protected you from outcomes you never knew you escaped. While you questioned, I was organizing. While you waited, I was working. Each piece has been placed deliberately, even when you could not perceive the pattern. And now, you are standing at the edge of seeing the result of that silent labor. I know there were days when your faith felt small, when exhaustion spoke louder than hope, when continuing felt heavier than stopping. But faith is not measured by emotional strength, it is measured by your decision to hold on. And you did not let go. You kept searching for my voice even while doubting. You kept moving forward even while crying. You kept believing even when belief felt fragile. That perseverance matters. It is being honored now. I told you not to focus on the how, because my ways exceed human logic. What looks improbable to you is simple to me. What feels distant to you is already within reach to me. What appears lost to you has never left my hands. Do not be anxious. I do not operate through improvisation. I operate through purpose. Every resource you need, every connection required, every door that must open has already been ordered from above. In the unseen, scenarios are shifting. People you have never met are being stirred with your name. Processes that were frozen are being reactivated. Ideas once blocked will begin to flow with clarity. Resources that felt unreachable are being released. None of this is coincidence. I have been preparing an atmosphere of favor around your life, an environment where what once required struggle will now move with grace, where resistance will give way to progress, where effort will be met with momentum. This provision is not coming merely to settle accounts or solve temporary problems. It is coming to mark your life with evidence of my faithfulness. The unexpected breakthrough you will experience externally will reflect a transformation that has already taken place within you. I want you to recognize my hand in every detail. I want you to know, deeply and without doubt, that you are not forgotten, that you have never been abandoned, that my promises do not expire. Just as the sea opened when escape seemed impossible, I will open a path where you see none. Do not stare at the desert. Lift your eyes. I am still the same God, and I am still acting with power on your behalf. My beloved child, lift your eyes to the source that is already breaking through the ground beneath your feet. Do not fix your gaze on the storm clouds that still rumble at the edge of your vision. Look instead toward the calm that is steadily advancing, ordered, and sure. What you call scarcity is not the final word over your life. What you see as lack is only a moment between promise and fulfillment. Even now, abundance has already been released, set in motion with precision that heaven never misses. Though your natural eyes cannot yet trace its path, the answer you have prayed for is moving toward you, guided by my hand, arriving at the exact moment it must. There will come a day, sooner than you expect, when you will recognize without doubt that it was I who acted. Not chance. Not coincidence. When your faith aligns with my heart, I breathe life into what appeared beyond hope. What is coming is not limited to a single event or outcome. It is resurrection touching places you thought had dried beyond repair. I speak to roots buried deep, to dreams laid aside, to courage worn thin. I do not merely add, I restore. I do not merely repair, I make new. Trust this, nothing released from me ever loses its way. Consider how a river moves, unstoppable and alive. You can cup water in your hands and try to hold it still, yet it always finds a way forward, slipping through fingers, continuing its journey. Life flows in a similar way, sometimes swift, sometimes quiet, but always moving. When you try to control it by your own strength, you grow weary. When you surrender the helm to me, I redirect the course with wisdom you cannot yet perceive. What you believed was lost is guided back to its rightful path. You may have whispered to yourself that it was too late to begin again, that the window had closed, that time had spoken its verdict. But hear me clearly, while there is breath in you, there is purpose ahead of you. My plans are not shaped by despair or endings. They are filled with hope, with future, with renewal. You are standing on the threshold of more than a single breakthrough. You are entering a season, a stretch of days marked by unexpected grace. As rain never nourishes only one plant but refreshes the entire field, so my favor will not touch just one area of your life. Its reach will be wide, its impact undeniable. Those closest to you will sense the shift. Your household will feel it before words can explain it. Friends will notice a lightness in you, a steadiness that was not there before. Even those who doubted, who questioned, who watched from a distance, will see the evidence unfold. My glory does not hide in corners, it shines openly in the midst of darkness. When provision appears in ways you did not anticipate, understand this, what you see is only the beginning. Do not cling to the number, the amount, the visible sign alone. Let it point you to something greater. See the movement behind the moment. As I touch your finances, I am also arranging meetings that will alter your direction, opening conversations that will redefine your path, and healing memories that once kept you bound. I work in layers, not fragments. While one answer reaches your hands, another is already approaching your heart. You are not being blessed in isolation, you are being repositioned. Pay attention, not with fear, but with expectancy. There is more happening than you realize, and all of it is woven together by intention. You may wonder how you will have the strength to receive all that is unfolding. You know your own limits. You are aware of the fatigue you carry, the nights that stretched long, the days when you moved forward on little more than obedience. Hear this truth, it will not be by your strength, but by mine. Faith is not the absence of weariness, it is trust that even when you are tired, I remain strong within you. I will renew you. I will supply vigor where exhaustion once lived. As the eagle sheds what is old to rise higher, I will renew you to soar again. What comes next will not demand more than I am willing to provide. Unexpected peace will accompany unexpected provision. There were nights when your mind would not rest, when the pillow absorbed your worries and your thoughts raced without mercy. I saw every one of those moments. I will now give you a peace so deep that even significant challenges will fail to steal your sleep. This peace will surprise you, not because circumstances suddenly became perfect, but because it will flow directly from my presence. Learn to celebrate what you cannot yet see. The human heart gravitates toward the visible, the measurable, the immediate. I invite you to honor the unseen. When resources appear, do not see only figures or solutions, see my care for you. When healing manifests, Do not focus solely on reports or results, recognize the hand that made the impossible possible. When a relationship is restored, do not stop at the embrace, acknowledge the quiet work I performed in every heart involved. Just as gold is refined through fire, your faith has been refined through waiting. None of your tears were wasted. None of your pauses were meaningless. Every time you heard a "not yet," it was preparation for a far greater now. I do not delay to frustrate, I prepare to exceed. When I open a door, no one can close it. When I pour out, no force can restrain it. When I declare that the time has come, nothing and no one can hold it back. Understand this deeply, nothing I am preparing for you exists in isolation. Each blessing is connected to a larger purpose. What is coming into your life is not only the result of my will, but also the active work of the one who walks with you daily, the Holy Spirit. He is not distant, not abstract, not merely a feeling. He is my presence within you, living, guiding, sustaining. If provision reaches you, if healing touches your body, if restoration finds your family, it is because the Holy Spirit is aligning every detail. He moves where you cannot see, opens doors you did not know existed, and arranges outcomes beyond your planning. Like the wind, he is unseen yet unmistakable. You cannot hold him, but you recognize his work by the change he brings. He sharpens your discernment when decisions feel heavy. He delivers peace when anxiety presses close. He reminds you of my promises when doubt tries to still your steps. Many times you wondered where your strength came from, how you rose again when giving up seemed easier. It was him, steady and faithful, carrying you forward. There were moments when comfort wrapped around your heart without explanation, like a silent embrace in the middle of the storm. That was his presence, reminding you that you are never alone. Even now, as you take in these words, he is preparing your spirit for what is ahead. Nothing that comes will catch you unprepared. You will recognize my hand in the details, my timing in the sequence, my love in the outcome. What I am bringing into your life will confirm what I have spoken over you all along. You are seen, you are guided, and you are held. Walk forward with confidence, not because you know every step, but because you trust the one who orders them. The calm you are waiting for is not distant. The abundance you long for is not lost. The future you feared you missed is opening before you now. Stay aligned. Stay open. Stay willing. I am at work, and what I have begun, I will surely complete. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.